Finally! What the fuck did I just watch?
Me dicen enamorado, pero de eso nada tengo. Todos me dicen el negro, un negro pero con suerte, porque si me salta un gallo no me le rajo a la muerte. Ay, 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 mamá por Dios, porque es que borracho vengo que me siga la...
Hey guys, the Black Critic Guy, still here for Foreign Film Month, and today I'm here to review the Mexican animated film El Santos versus La Tetona Mendoza, which means the busty Mendoza. And if you have seen the movie, you know why that was a perfect name for that character. So the story for this film, it's incoherent as fuck. And that's not because it's in Spanish and I couldn't follow along. No, it's because there is no clear direction as to where the story is going. It's all over the place. Just like the animation. I mean, yes, it is about this luchador named El Santos, although you would never guess that he was a luchador because he never really does any wrestling throughout the film. It's only until like the final moments of the film he actually does something that's wrestling. And he recently broke up with his girlfriend named Tetona, and now he's all sad and depressed. Then he goes and writes like this song about like, yeah, you gotta get zombies, you gotta save the zombies. Then his entire town gets overrun by zombies. Then he has to team up with this character named Cop and get rid of the zombies. And then for some reason he has to bring the zombies back. And then he goes into an internment camp. And then it's all over the place. Just know that the movie's about shit happening. That's what the movie is. Shit happens. Literally. Now, I was requested to watch and review this ridiculous foreign film by one of my subscribers, 6T76T. And to be quite honest, I've never seen Mexican animation before, so I was really intrigued to see how it looked like. How did it compare to American animation? Would it be really good? And by the posters alone, it looked like this would be a really unique and creative animated film. Didn't know what it was about, but it looked really unique. I have to say, that was one hell of a fucking ride. Like, if you were high while you were watching this film, I think it really would have enhanced the experience, because this shit is just crazy. It is balls to the wall insane, and I freaking got a kick out of it. I enjoyed it. You all knew that. I freaking love Bobo. I love weird shit in movies, and this one is no exception. But how do I describe the outrageousness that is this film? If the 90s Simpsons had sex with Ren and Stimpy, drawn together, the crude humor of South Park and the dark humor of Family Guy, if they all just had one big gangbang, that would be El Santos versus La Tetona Mendoza. That is exactly what the film is. Okay, enough fucking around. Let's get to the actual review, shall we? Okay, first off, love the shit out of the animation. It is fantastic. Some of the most creative and energetic animation I've seen all year. And I'm so glad that this was the first Mexican animated film I've seen, because it got me actually really curious to see what other Mexican animated films there are. I might actually go give it a look now. And although this is a completely ridiculous film, they do put a lot of effort into the animation here. I mean, it's fluid, it's colorful, it's vibrant, it's energetic. It's just a treat to watch, and I truly respected that. Not only that, but they use a lot of different animation styles throughout the film, adding to the film's creativity, from surreal animation to comic book-like animation to even anime. There's a scene in the film that is straight up an anime style animation. And then you got arguably the second best element to this film. It's humor. Oh my god. It is without doubt the most crude and graphic humor I've seen in quite some time. And I loved it. It was fucking hilarious. Just outrageous, over the top humor. This is definitely not a film for the whole family. Leave the kiddies at home. I mean, if I'm to be completely honest here, which I'm supposed to be. I'm a reviewer. This is very sophomoric humor, low-brow humor. Humor that teenagers will just laugh their asses off completely. From the sex jokes, to the weed jokes, to the dick jokes, to the poop jokes, to the drug jokes, to the gay jokes. All the jokes only appeal to the lowest common denominator. But you know what? It worked for me. I don't give a fuck. If it's funny, it's funny. Oh, and did I forget to mention the gross out humor in this film? Yeah, there's a lot of that. There is literally a Mr. Hanky the Christmas Pooh ripoff in this film. And I was just like, ew. The characters, they're just as ridiculous as the humor in animation, and I'm not gonna lie, they were really entertaining to watch. Our main character, El Santo, he's a complete asshole, but you know what? You kind of just like him. He's over the top, he's weird, he likes to smoke weed, he's fighting for the love of his life. Oh man, he's so fucking out of control and crazy. He's like a little kid, honestly. And I guess the last thing I'll talk about is the voice acting in the film. It is actually really solid, and I could tell that each and every one of the voice actors or actresses were having a ball with their roles. Just all of the energy, emphasis, and passion that they're putting in their deliveries. You could tell everyone was just like, I'm just gonna have fun saying this ridiculous shit. And it was just so surprising who they actually got to provide voices for this film. The most surprising voice actor in this film was Guillermo del Toro. Yes, director Guillermo del Toro voices a character in this film. And not only that, here is the cherry on top. He voices literally a piece of shit. He is like this Jiminy Cricket character that speaks to El Santo now and again in the film. He just pops out of nowhere. He pops out of his ass, actually, and he talks to El Santo. He's like, El Santo, you must go on this journey. They got Guillermo del Toro, Academy Award nominee Guillermo del Toro, to voice a piece of shit. I just want to know how that came about. Did they just approach him and say, hey, Guillermo del Toro, you want to voice a piece of shit for us in our Mexican film? Oh, yeah, sure, I'll do it, I'll do it. What am I doing today? I'm not directing Pacific Rim 2 anytime soon. Now, as much as I did have a blast with this movie, and I'm actually having a blast just talking about it, I did have a few issues with it. The first one is, this movie went on for way too long. The novelty of the gross out humor, the over the top humor, starts to wear thin at about an hour into the film, and there's still 30 minutes to go. You're just like, it's still kind of funny, but it's overstaying its welcome now. If it was a 80-minute long film, would have been fine. A 90-minute long film? You're pushing it. You're pushing it. For every joke that lands a laugh in this film, there are a couple of literal turds that make you go, oh, okay, that wasn't that funny, and that was just unnecessary. I didn't really need to see that. There's this one scene, oh my god, in the film that I just felt like was just shock for the sake of shock, and I'll never forget it. Like that, I could have done without that, honestly. Even for the shock value, I could have done without that. And then finally, there's the story. I mean, what was the story? But honestly, you don't watch the film for the story. You watch it for the ridiculous humor of the film. So I understand that. It's just, come on, what the fuck was that story? But overall though, as you can clearly tell, I got a kick out of this film. It was made to be really ridiculous. It was made to be over the top. It was made to be entertaining. And that's exactly what it did. It entertained me. Plus, this film is proof positive that even Mexican animation can be just as grotesque, just as outrageous as American animation and Japanese animation. And that's why I'm gonna give this film a 4 out of 5 stars. I think it's definitely worth watching if you are a huge fan of over-the-top, ridiculous animated films, such as I. But fair warning to anybody who plans to watch this film does contain a gratuitous amount of animated boobs, dicks, ass, and literal animated fucking. So, I got just the film for you, hentai people. But anyway, what did you guys think of this film, if you have seen it? Did you love the over-the-top nature of the film like I did? Or were you really grossed out and it was the worst experience in your life and you never want to see it again? And let me know, what is your all-time favorite Mexican film? comment below and let me know. But until then, guys, if you would like to see more videos on this channel and be a part of the Black Critic crew, please hit that subscribe button below. Like this video if you really enjoyed it. And I'm Tony Water II, still laughing his ass off as the Black Critic Guy. Till then, peace, YouTube.